So the waning moon 4-card spread. The waning moon phase is from the full moon to the new moon. It lasts for around 2 weeks and is a time when we need to release and let go. The questions in this spread relate to issues that are likely to come up during this period. You can ask the divine either about something you suspect you need to let go of in this phase or for general guidance for its duration. Lay out the cards in the same formation as the waxing moon 4-card spread. Okay, so the 4 questions. The 4 questions are: what do I need to release? What will help me? What will help me to accept and surrender? And the final outcome. So I don't have a specific question right now because I don't. Because I do reads for myself so much. Sometimes I have questions. Sometimes I just need advice. And, just strengthen my intuition. So let's do this one. And see what we get. And I keep my space clean all the time. They feel good too. Ooh, they feel real nice. They're not all sticky. So I'm going to pull 4 cards so that I can get intuition and I can get advice on what's happening for me now, from now until the full moon. I know I have work to do. I have business stuff to do. I have financial things I have to take care of. I have some classes that I have to do. Just making sure my house is in order. Everything before Saturn and Jupiter goes direct. And everything leading up to December. December 21st. Trying to make sure that I'm on point, I'm focused, and if there's something I need to do. So, I'm going to do 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom deck energy. Expect a powerful change. New moon eclipse. I'll check that out at the end to see what's up with that. I like to sneak in extra cards when I can. Okay, so the first card, what do I need to release? This should be interesting. What do I need to release? Let's see here. Okay, so the card I got is conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. So let's see what that's about. So full moon eclipse. I think that's one of the special cards. Let me see. Wait. Yeah. Okay. So full moon eclipse. So full moon eclipse. And just like that, a door slams shut. If you pull this card, it suggests that the situation you're asking about is about to reach a peak or has just done so. And things are now out of your hands. What you're experiencing now is what your soul signed up for. A way for you to learn and for your soul to evolve. So allow events to unfold and be easy on yourself. If you're letting go of someone or something, know that it's the right time, as hard as it might be. And yeah, that's true. I am letting go of something, not someone, but something, a situation. So, yep. It says forgiving someone for what they did could be key to resolving the situation in a positive way. It doesn't make right what they did, but it releases it so you can move on. Yeah, I have had some situations with, people that I just made my peace with, and decided it is what it is. And so that's nice that this says conclusions are within reach. And, when you're in situations with people or places or things, And it's time for a change. It's just time for a change. And you have to let that go and move on to your next new phase. So attune to the moon. So the affirmation is that which is meant for me will not pass me by, which is true. And now that I've decided to start trusting the divine timing, you know, that I'm here at the right time for the right things at the right place, meeting the right people, my soul knows who to be, where to go, so on and so forth. I can believe that. That which is meant for me will not pass me by. Additional meanings for the card. Doors will slam shut. No, doors which slam shut now will not reopen, which is great. Because if it's something you're trying to get rid of, in some of the situations with people, I was. And just other situations, yeah. You don't want that coming back. It's time for you to get back on track. Forgiveness will set you free of karma. Right. Because you don't want to have to redo anything to learn a lesson or relearn something. And now that I understand more about karma, that it's not like, ooh, a bad thing, but it's for you to learn. And if you don't learn, you have to keep going through things so you can learn. So if this is telling you, you know, conclusion, something is changing, this is how, you know, something is ending, it's going to be done and over with, then you have to let it go. Because if you don't, and you keep on bringing it up, if I keep doing it and doing it, then I'm going to keep being presented with situations like it until I understand and get it. So I'm learning now to pay attention and listen, because I hate redoing stuff. Meditation, pranayama, and yoga nidra are all recommended now. Yeah, I really have to meditate every day, a couple times a day. I meditate like a lot, kind of all day. Cede control and let events unfold. And that's hard to do, to give up control and just let things happen. But if you trust the divine timing, and if you know you're here for a purpose and that things have to change, then you can let events unfold and be happy from the beginning and happier at the end, no matter what. So the teaching. Full moons are nearly always about climaxes and very often about conclusions. Full moon eclipses are the same but on steroids. A full moon eclipse can be hard to handle because it portends change. And if you're a Cancer, Cancers really don't like change. We like to be nice and comfortable, and yeah. But it says something many of us are uncomfortable with. But change is a part of life. I know it's inevitable. I've been saying that to myself for a long time. So I guess train myself to understand that life is about changes. But anyway, so it says, but change is a part of life, and this card, no matter when you pull it, reminds you of that fact. Full moon eclipses can also give us a glimpse into what Carl Jung called the shadow self. Work with your darkness. And that's funny that it says that, because I've been doing a lot of shadow work lately, and like heavy on it. And that's amazing. And it's funny how it mentions Carl Jung, and when I was in school for therapy, being a therapist, I read so much of his work, and even before when I was in therapy myself, and who knew that these type of things would tie in together, you know. So anyway, so then the next card is what will help me. So let's see what will help me. Okay. Wow, that goes right. Okay, so anyway, the end of a tough cycle approaches. This is full moon in Capricorn, and I just talked about endings and conclusions and being finished with one thing, moving on to the next. So end of a tough cycle approaches. Let's see what it says about that. And that's full moon in Capricorn. Okay, so it says the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. How hard are you willing to work for what you want? This card is reminding you that effort is required. I think I just said that too about like throat chakra and third eye. You know how you have to like say something and do something and take action to get what you want. Right. So anyway, I'm used to doing this like by myself, so I can talk about it forever with myself, figuring it out. And yeah, so anyway. This card is reminding you that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up. If you are wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card can be a strong sign to make an exit. The end of a rough time is forecast. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops and make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. Yep, because my new business and business ventures is like, it's different. But I don't want to work for anybody else, and I want to do what I want to do, no matter how different it may seem to others. Doesn't matter. With the love question, this card can be a call to face reality. Whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is trouble, prioritize it more. So my personal life is fine, but I know this has to do, well, my personal life is okay, but I know this has to deal more with my business and just my livelihood. Be attuned to the moon, the affirmation, release control and trust the universe. I have to tell myself this every day. Even though I do trust the universe, and I, trust the divine, I trust the source, I trust my spirit team and all that. Holy Spirit and prayer about good things to come, what's coming. Still, that human thing is, what more can I do? How can I fix this? So it's good advice. Additional meanings for the card. A professional project may be ending now. Admit if you've been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private life. It's time to stop fearing the worst. And that's good. Stop fearing the worst, because that's not going to get you anywhere. You have to be positive no matter what. We tell ourselves so many things that are negative and don't even realize it. But we have to let go of those belief systems that are not ours. So the teaching for this card is the full moon in Capricorn has a very strong work ethic and energy and will more than likely come up when you're asking a professional question. If your question is about another matter, it will serve as a much needed reminder to move through any feelings of hopelessness you may have been feeling about your situation. And this applies no matter when you draw this card. Making a plan is far better use of your time. Right. We worry about missing the moment, and we miss the moment because we're worried about missing it. And it's like, sit down, get grounded, rub on some stones if you have to, meditate and make a plan. And at first I was like, how can I make a plan when I don't know what the plan is? What? So it's like, okay, I guess I better start thinking, what plan do I want? What do I want to do? So anyway, okay, so the third one is what will help me to accept and surrender? A fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Let's see. So, full moon in Aries. Fiery climax approaches. It's time to see if you've been a little too much me. There's a tug of war going on between what you want and what someone else wants, but you'll have to wait a little while to see what's going to happen next. As you wait, ask yourself if you've been handling the situation as sensitively as you could have done. If you know deep down you've been a little rash or harsh, gone too fast or overstepped the mark, then accepting that on some level you've created the situation yourself, which means you can create your way out of it too. When this card comes up, a peak is coming and it could be fiery. So attune to the moon. Be nice, be kind, smile, and be polite as you navigate to where you want to be. Additional messages for this card. Being assertive is good. Just don't ride roughshod over anyone. If you're in a tense situation, meditate your way to peace. That's like really key when you're having a stressful time and when changes are happening. And I think that's what's going to help me to surrender and accept is when you're tense, meditate versus doing something that is going to make it worse. You know, work your way out of the situation. And also the additional meaning, don't be a baby. It says in parentheses, sorry, but this could be the issue. I know that's not the issue for me. I'm not really a baby about about most things. Sometimes I can be like a victim. You know, I guess that's like a more mature baby. But I've worked on that so much, you know, within my shadow work that as soon as that comes in my mind, that leaves out. But only because I've been working on myself in shadow work and realizing I have a purpose and why I'm here, and everything I've gone through is for training. And I'm still training a little bit now, but now it's time for everything to come to a head, like this is a climax, and happen. And it says you need to have more fun. I agree with that, because I've been so I guess hard on trying to get things done and you know, my spiritual work done. And yeah, sometimes it can be off balance, because when you know, are growing in your spiritual journey and you're learning new things and you're finding out about lies you've been lied to in your life and things like that, you just want to go so you can get it. And that's so funny, it said me. But learning the balance is what's important, and that takes some time, and you have to be okay with that, you know. So the teaching, the full moon in Aries is a super fiery time when emotions can run very high. On the upside, there's excitement about what may lie ahead. True. Said, but tempers are likely to flare with rash comments or decisions. No matter when you pull this card, it signals that the situation has just or is about to come to a peak, perhaps in a rather heated way. There could be a price to pay if you've been too competitive or too blunt. So, yeah. Whatever changes, and I know I have changes coming up, and it's positive, you know, so I have to make sure that I stay in the right mindset and keep my peace and stay focused and balanced no matter what, no matter who I'm dealing with. Because this is the time, the moon cycle that we're in, the time of the year cycle, a lot of lunacy and this lunar energy, masculine energy now. And everybody that you deal with is not going to be as pleasant. And then you have to remind yourself and keep yourself grounded so that you don't react, which is what I have to do. So then the fourth card question was the final outcome. Let's see. That's funny. Meditate and contemplate. That's funny. I just talked about meditating. That's funny. Anyway, new moon in Pisces. Isn't that what we're in right now? I love doing this, especially for myself, because it really makes me think and go within, and it's not something I can just read in a book, you know, because this is tailored to me today, and using my intuition and using my brain to really figure things out. I love it. This is the last one, so I don't know why I didn't go to the last one, but anyway, so the final outcome. This is interesting because, like, I know what exactly I'm thinking about in my head. It looks pretty with the clock. So, anyway, so this card speaks of dreams and romance, of soulmates and poetry. It suggests there's a new start coming your way that's connected to a matter that leaves you feeling somewhat between having your head in the clouds and being in a totally altered state. There could be confusion and disappointment if that's what you've had before and that's what you're expecting. However, If you're onto a good thing, then wish hard, because the words of your soul and your heart could help bring about the manifestation of your dreams. If that sounds a little wet and watery, then that's Pisces for you. And that's funny because I'm a watery Cancer, so it sounds right up my alley. This is the last sign of the zodiac, and the new moon in Pisces card can suggest a last-ditch chance to make your dreams come true. And I know that's dealing with the projects I'm working on right now. So, yeah, that's a good thing. So, attuned to the moon. So the affirmation: use your feelings to guide your way. Logic won't work right now. And that's funny, because that has to deal with surrendering to the universe and the divine. And one of the other cards talked about things being out of your hand. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Once the universe has it, it's out of your hand, and you already put it out there for things to work in your favor, things to work out. So it's gonna take a little give and pull, a little give and take, getting it worked out. So keep your calm about yourself, keep your mind open, do what you have to do. And then it says, okay, so the additional meanings for the card: 1, face your fears. They may be holding you back. And I know that was the case with me, with my new business and my new approach after my new spiritual journey. Because when you finish your spiritual journey and you're on something totally new that maybe everybody is not on, it can be like, whoa, is this right? Should I do this? Should I be doing this? But it is what it is. And you have to do you no matter what. The additional meaning: the situation is being healed, which is nice. 3, it's time to surrender to the divine. That's funny. Just said that. Chant Namo Narayani. Namo Narayani. Oh, my hand started vibrating. So chanting that in your meditation, and I will do that in my meditation later. And number 4, avoid being deceptive or willingly deceived. Yep. All the additional meanings I apply to myself no matter what. So when it says avoid being deceptive, I'm not deceptive to other people, not at all. And I'm worried about that. I want to make sure I'm not telling people the wrong thing. But the main thing is being deceptive to myself. So I have to make sure I'm not fooling myself, tricking or lying to myself, or setting myself up. And it says, or willingly deceived. And that's like, don't be naive, don't be gullible, don't just take everybody's word at face value. Research, listen to your intuition, research, think about what you're trying to do, and that's a part of meditating and contemplating. So the teaching for this card is: Pisces is the sign of reveries and mysteries, or depths of emotion, idealism, and hopeless romantics. It is the sign of water and the unconscious. The energy is deep, like watery depths. That sounds like a Scorpio thing. The new moon in Pisces indicates a time to listen to your feelings and to allow your emotions free reign. What? Whatever you're feeling as you pull this card, it is more likely than the truth. Unless you've been kidding yourself somehow. And only you know if that's the case or not. That's funny. Just talked about being deceptive, deceived or willingly deceived. So yeah, and as I stated in the beginning, I know what situation is in my mind about this reading in the first place. So I agree with everything it said. Conclusions are within reach. It's the end of a tough cycle approaching, a fiery climax. Meditate and contemplate. All the things I need to do. And then the bottom of the deck energy was pretty neat. It went right along with it. Expect a powerful change. It don't get better than that. So let's just look and see what this is. New moon eclipse. I think that's like a special card, right? Yeah. Okay, so expect powerful change. If you want affirmation that you can achieve your dreams and get the desired outcome in the situation you're asking about, then this is it. This is a card of beginnings, and there are powerful energies at work. But be prepared, it could be quite a ride, and events now could even be jarring and uncomfortable. However, any new directions you take will almost always lead somewhere better than where you are at the moment. Whatever is happening now is happening for a reason, and you'll appreciate it later on. That sounds like it builds character. Anyway, a new portal is opening up, and all you have to do is have the courage to forget about the past and move through it. Wow, you're being put back on the right path. There is nothing to fear. So, the attune to the moon affirmation: never mind the past, life evolves every single day. Additional meanings for this card: yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. 2, you're being shunted towards your life purpose, which is good to hear because my business and every decision I'm making right now is on my spiritual path, and it's taking me to a new direction, a whole new life that I never even imagined. So yes, 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 1,000 times yes, and I'm being pushed towards my purpose. Whatever is happening now is happening for your highest good, my highest good. This is an important turning point in your life, and it really is, because I'm putting everything on the line right now, doing what I'm doing. Whoa. So the teaching for this card says the new moon eclipses are among the most exciting astrological events. They herald a complete change of pace. There was a new moon on my birthday back in July 20th. So, whoa. But anyway, they herald a complete change of pace. It's as though you're headed in one direction, probably being guided by your ego, and then here comes the divine, the goddess or spirit, to turn you instead to face the direction you actually need to go. Right. Because first of all, who even thought that I would be reading tarot cards? Nobody, never, ever, because I thought this was the devil. So, there is no way that you could have told me 4 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, at the beginning of my spiritual journey, when it really started changing after I had breast cancer. You never could have told me I would even be doing anything like this. But I mean, I was trying to be a therapist, going to school, reading books by these same people. You know what I mean? So it's kind of amazing. Yeah. So when the divine, the goddess, Mother Universe, Spirit turns to you and says, okay, it's time to buckle down. Stuff is happening in 2020. This is what I need you to do. Let's do it. And you're like, what? I never heard this before. It's well, But then it's funny, when I look back over my life, I have been building myself up for these type of things, and to really be on a serious spiritual journey, and a spiritual journey to help the universe. I mean, not to help the universe, but to help the globe and help mankind. Who knew? But anyway. So it says, regardless of whether or not there is a new moon eclipse happening, when you pull this card, it's a powerful affirmation of positive turnarounds. Right. Amazing. That's completely amazing. So, conclusions are within reach. The end of a tough cycle. Fiery climax approaches. Meditate and contemplate, and expect powerful change. It doesn't get better than that. So, yeah, that is my read for this new deck. Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Bolin. Looks like it says artwork by NYX Rowan. 44 card deck and guidebook. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's very direct. The cards feel good. Very nice. I will leave a link if you want to get a set from my Amazon and go from there. So I look forward to the next deck that I do. And I have these little books, my little book journal, that I record all of my reads, so that if anything ever happened and I need to walk away with something, this is my Bible, my personal Bible, and it has all my reads. And so that way it's my own therapy book, my book of encouragement and inspiration. So I encourage everybody to have a book and write down your reads, write down your information so that you can keep this with you and always be encouraged in your life on your journey at all times. All right. See you all next time. Mama T, Southern Oracle, StarAnubisTarot. Peace.